Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Good evening, viewers. This is News at 9 p.m. on Som TV. Coming to you live from the heart of Jalingo. We are the pulse of the nation. Stay and connect with us. Follow us on Facebook at Som TV and stream live on YouTube at Som TV Live. I am Bridget James, and here are the major headlines. Lawmaker awards 100 million naira scholarship to 1,000 Nasarawa students. Nasarawa threatens shutdown of local government abattoir over poor sanitation. NBC expands youth empowerment program. Tension in Taraba as TSIEC allegedly rejects APC candidates list ahead of council polls. Delta government sacks health workers for charging pregnant women, children for drugs. International news. Trump orders deployment of troops to Portland and authorities full force. Business news. Dangote refinery suspends petrol sales in Naira. Entertainment. Salawa Abeni react to death rumors. Sport news. Man City trash Burnley 5-1 at Etihad. And now the news in full. The member representing Awe Domar and Kana Federal Constituency, Abubakar Hassan Naralaba, has offered 100 million naira in scholarship to 1,000 underprivileged students across all 13 local government areas of Nasarawa State. The cash awards were presented on Saturday in Lafia, the state capital, through the Nalaraba Foundation, which the lawmaker established to support educational advancement and youth empowerment. Each beneficiary received 100,000 naira intended to cover tuition fees for at least one academic section. Nalaraba said the initiative was designed to ease the financial burden on students and promote access to higher education. We took statistics and conducted research. We found that tuition in the state university and other institutions was not above 100,000 naira. We decided to cover this for the underprivileged to make a positive impact, he said. Similarly, the Nasarawa state government has issued a stern warning to the management of the abattoir in the Akwanga local government area of the state, threatening to shut it down if the facility's poor sanitation conditions are not improved within a space of 1 month. The Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Margaret Eloyo, gave the warning on Saturday while briefing journalists shortly after the September sanitation exercise in Akwanga. The Commissioner, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Hussaini Babayayi, noted that the abattoir's unhygienic practices pose a significant threat to the health and well-being of residents. She explained that the team from the ministry had inspected the facility during the monthly sanitation exercise and discovered the poor state of the abattoir. Elayo therefore emphasized the need for strict adherence to sanitation laws, assuring that the ministry will closely monitor the abattoir's activities from now to the end of October to ensure cleanliness and compliance with the sanitation guidelines of the state. The Nigerian Bottling Company Limited, a member of the Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company, has reaffirmed its commitment to equipping young Nigerians with the tools, skills, and confidence to thrive in a fast-changing world. The company, in a statement on Friday, announced the launch of the 2025 edition of its flagship youth development program, Youth Empowerment, with Kaduna hosting the first stop of the national tour on September 29th and 30th, 2025. Now in its 8th year, Youth Empowerment has grown into one of the most impactful empowerment initiatives for young people in Nigeria and across 28 countries, where Coca-Cola HBC operates. Introduced in 2017, the program set a bold target of reaching 1 million young people by 2025. Having surpassed that milestone, NBC continued to expand the program as a platform for nations building, youth leadership, and career readiness. Speaking on the significance of the new edition, NBC's Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Director, Sir Dimadayo George, he said the program reflects the company's consistent investments in Nigerian socio-economic development. Tensions are rising in Taraba political landscape in the build-up to the local government elections as the State Independent Electoral Commission, TSIEC, reportedly rejected the list of candidates submitted by All Progressive Congress, APC. The rejected list, which contained the names of APC chairmanship and councillorship candidates for all 16 local government areas in the state, was officially submitted by the party state secretary. However, according to the APC, the TSIEC chairman refused to accept the submission, an action the party described as a deliberate attempt to exclude it from the electoral process. In a telephone interview with our reporter, the APC state chairman, Ibrahim El-Sudi, condemned the move and accused the commission of acting in conclusion with the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, to weaken opposition voices. We will take legal action to stop the election if our candidates are not acknowledged. The PDP is clearly afraid of a fair contest and is using TSIEC to sabotage the democratic process. I have respect for the TSIEC chairman, but his role in this matter shows he is no longer neutral, El-Sudi said. The APC further alleged that the Commission's refusal to accept its candidate list is a calculated effort to ensure a one-party contest in favor of the PDP attempts to reach the TSIEC chairman for comment were unsuccessful. But a senior staff of the Commission says the electoral body is working round the clock to ensure a hitch-free contest across the 16th local government areas. Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Onojemi, disclosed this on Saturday at Ashaka Ndokwa East local government area during the flag-off of the Maternal and Neonatal Mortality Reduction Innovation and Initiative Project Action Plan, stating there is free healthcare policy for pregnant women and children. While commending most health workers for their dedication, Onojemi revealed that some had been sanctioned for collecting money while still forwarding the bills to the government for payment. He emphasized that all pregnant women in Delta State are entitled to free health care until delivery, while children under 5 also received free medical treatment. He assured that monitoring would continue to ensure that funds released for maternal and child health care were properly unleashed. He encouraged residents to report any health worker demanding payment, adding that the phone number of the executive assistant to the governor on health monitoring would be made public for such report. He expressed optimism that the program would further reduce maternal and child death in the state. It is close the state has recorded a significant reduction in maternal mortality, with figures dropping from over 200 to less than 120 per 1,000 births, according to them. It was reported, however, that Odiam community youth dared the Nsikwers, leading to an altercation that eventually caused the ongoing crisis between the two ethnic nationalities. Delta State Police Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafo is yet to pick phone calls or reply to a text and WhatsApp messages sent to him for confirmation of the report. At the time of this report, residents of the area have begun evacuating for fear of stray bullets. Hamza Madagali, a former chairman of the Madagali local government, becomes the Adamawa PDP chairman on Saturday afternoon at close of the PDP State Congress conducted at the Mahmoud Rihadu Square in the capital Yola. Madagali, who was the state's organizing secretary of the party on Saturday State Congress, climbed unopposed to the seat of state chairman in the course of the election in which he had nobody contending against him. He and all the other new officers of the party in the state emerged unopposed after a pre-Congress arrangement that favors consensus voting. In his acceptance speech, Hamza Madagali promised inclusive administration, saying he would run the PDP by giving every member a sense of belongings. PDP will remain a true family where everyone will feel important, he said. President Bola Tinubu on Saturday declared that his administration is resolute in its drive to protect Nigerians from poverty, criminality, and terrorism. Tinubu said kinetic efforts from the military alone can't tackle insecurity. Hence, his administration is determined to tackle criminality, poverty, and terrorism. He spoke during the Cadet of 72 regular course short service course 48 direct short service passing out parade in Kaduna. The Kwara State Police Command, in collaboration with other security agencies, has intercepted a vehicle transporting 127 bags of suspected cannabis concealed under tubers of yam. The interception took place on Friday around 4 p.m. along the Babanla Okere Oke-Ode axis during a joint operation involving the police. Operatives of the Office of the National Security Advisor, the Nigerian Forest Security Service, and local vigilantes, two suspects, Dantani Haruna and Rabiu Ibrahim, both from Saliku in Magama local government area of Niger State, were arrested in connection with the cannabis smuggling. According to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, cannabis remained the most abused illicit drug in Nigeria, with seizures running into thousands of tons annually. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has announced the approved fares for the 2026 Hajj. In a statement signed by the management, NAHCON said the announcement followed due consultations with all the relevant stakeholders, including the Forum of State Leadership, and obtaining the approval of the federal government. The announcement comes shortly after the management staff of the commission, led by the chairman, Professor Abdullahi Usman, embarked on a trip to Saudi Arabia to inspect facilities, negotiate service arrangements, and sign agreements with key service providers ahead of the 2026 exercise. Earlier this year, NACON had announced a tentative fare of 8.5 million naira for the 2026 Hajj, clarifying that the amount was provisional and subject to review after negotiations with Saudi service providers and approval from the federal government. The indigenous people of Biafra had strongly condemned the ruling of Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court, Abuja, who declared on Friday that its leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, would need to explain certain things in his ongoing trial. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday dismissed the no-case submission filed by the IPON leader, Justice Omotosho, in his ruling, held that the Department of State Services has made out a prima facie case against Kanu. He accordingly ordered Kanu to enter his defense, as the prosecution has been able to convince the court without reasonable doubt that he has a case to answer in the alleged terrorism charge brought against him by the federal government. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons said it rescued a 16-year-old domestic worker after her employer allegedly bathed her with hot water in the Gwarimpa area of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. NATIV, in a statement shared on its Facebook on Friday, disclosed that the rescue followed a tip-off from the employer's neighbors. According to the statement, the 16-year-old, who was employed to care for the employer's 3 children, was taken to a hospital by neighbors who witnessed the assault. The statement reads, "The victim, who hailed from Imo State and comes from a family of 12, had been caring for her employer's 3 children, including 2-month-old twins and a 7-year-old boy, while the employer worked at night." The Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has said his administration is ready to provide the necessary infrastructure and support to host a Super Eagle match at the Lekan Salami Stadium in Ibadan. Makinde made this known on Saturday while declaring open the 81st Annual General Assembly of the Nigerian Football Federation held in Ibadan. The governor commended the leadership of the NFF for the progress made in reviving football across the country, particularly at the grassroots and domestic league level. We are ready in Oyo State to host the Super Eagles. Let us assess the facilities at the Lekan Salami Stadium and see what needs to be improved. Bandits attacked the students' quarters of Biyamisu Osman Polytechnic, Hadija, located along the Malam Madaru road in Jigawa State, on Thursday night. The attackers reportedly assaulted several students and snatched numerous mobile phones. They also attempted to abduct some students, but were unsuccessful due to the victims' cry for help. Speaking to Punch Online, an eyewitness who preferred anonymity said it was around midnight when the attackers came. They caused chaos, injured some students, and took away many phones belonging to the students. Another eyewitness, Tukur Danlami, he added, "If not for the loud shout and screams of the students, we would not have known what happened." Neighbors from nearby communities rushed to help, forcing the attackers to flee. The Corporate Affairs Commission and the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria have launched a nationwide drive to provide free business registration for 250,000 nano, micro, and small enterprises. The initiative was announced in Abuja during the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the 2 agencies. A statement issued by both agencies on Friday noted that the campaign formed part of activities marking the 2nd year in office of CAC Registrar General Hussaini Magaji and SMEDAN Director General Charles Oji, who were both appointed in October 2023. Formalization has long been a hurdle for many small businesses, with costs, bureaucracy, and lack of awareness keeping millions of entrepreneurs in the informal sector. The governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, has urged the National Assembly to establish a special court dedicated to handling corruption cases in Nigeria. Sule made this call on Friday during the passing out parade of Dictative Superintendent Cadet Courses 10 and Dictative Inspector Cadet Course 7 of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, held at the Nigerian Police Mobile Force Training College, Akwanga, Nasarawa State. In his remark, Sule noted that corruption trials in the country often drag on for too long, undermining the fight against the menace. According to him, Nigeria will not be taken seriously on the global stage until it addresses corruption decisively. It's now time for a brief commercial break. Stay tuned because the most captivating stories are just moments away and you won't want to miss a single update. Please stay tuned.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.
Ladies and gentlemen, queens and kings of purpose, welcome to the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival 2025, where nearly 100 powerful minds, dreamers, doers, and defenders of humanity will be gathered at Taraba 2025. And I say to them, welcome to the spark before the wildfire and to the heartbeat of a legacy. Prince Homsuk Alex Jibrin is my name. I am the greatest grandson to the 23rd Longwo, third son to the Kanai of the Kwo chiefdom, and a true prince to the house of Mamen. At Tarif, we will not only be telling stories, but we will be reviving the very soul of our people through film. In September 2025, Taraba will rise again as we invite you to experience, explore, and invest in the greatest epic film ever in the Kumbo Legacy Workshop. And this is where ancient tradition will meet with modern transformation. Because at Tarif, we shall be celebrating the strength, wisdom, and heritage of the greatest empire that has ever existed in West African history. And tomorrow, we shall immortalize it in art, film, and in fire. So storytellers, stand tall. The legacy is calling. Will you answer? Welcome to Tarif 2025. Let the revolution begin.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. On the international news, President Donald Trump has ordered the deployment of U.S. troops to War Revenge, Portland, Oregon, authorizing use of full force if needed. Trump said he was directing Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to provide all necessary troops to protect War Revenge, Portland. He claimed that the move would help protect any of our ICE facilities on the sledge from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. Adding on Truth Social, I'm also authorizing full force, if necessary. Saturday's announcement marks the further expansion of deployment of troops in American cities amidst a wider crackdown by the Trump administration on illegal immigration. Trump's post does not specify whether he intends to activate National Guards or regular U.S. military. The post also did not specify what is meant by the use of full force. The BBC has contacted the Department of War for further details. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Portland has been targeted by protesters for several weeks, sometimes leading to violent clashes on Friday. The Department of Homeland Security said that demonstrators had repeatedly attacked and laid siege to an ice processing center in Portland. On business news, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has announced the suspension of petrol sales in Naira, a move that has unsettled marketers and raised fresh concerns about fuel pricing and foreign exchange pressure. In an email sent to its customers at exactly 6:42 p.m. on Friday, the refinery disclosed that the decision will take effect from Sunday, September 28, 2025, citing the exhaustion of its crude for Naira allocation as the reason. The notice, signed by the Group Commercial Operations of Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals, was titled Suspension of DPRP PMS Naira Sales, effective 28 September 2025. The company also asks customers with ongoing Naira-based transactions to formally request refund. Moving to entertainment news, veteran Nigerian musician Salawa Abeni has reacted to her death rumors. The singer, in a video shared on her Instagram page, debunked the viral report and described it as shameful, while appreciating her fans and loved ones for their concern. Salawa Abeni urged the general public to disregard tremendous singing in the video. She declared that anyone wishing her death shall die before her. Captioning the video, the 64-year-old songstress wrote, "I'm alive, held and healthy. Please disregard the rumors. Some blogs would do the unthinkable just to trend. It is rather shameful. The Queen is fine and doing very well." On sport news, Manchester City outclassed Burnley 5-1 at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday, extending their dominance over the Clarets to 14 straight wins in all competitions. City went ahead in the 15th minute when Jeremy Doku's shot was saved, but defender Maxime Etive mistakenly turned the rebound into his own net. Burnley equalized before halftime, with Jadon Anthony finishing off a Quinlishi Hartman crossover, pressing City high up the pitch. After the break, Burnley threatened to take the lead through Lels Foster and Hartman, but City regained control. Matthews Nunes volleyed home a loose ball in the 62nd minute to put the host back in front. Steve then scored a second own goal, turning another nonce cross into his own net to make it 3-1. Erling Haaland, who had missed earlier chances, wrapped up the victory with 2 late goals, sealing a comfortable win for Pep Guardiola's men. As we end this news broadcast, here are the highlights for today. The member representing Awe Doma and Kana Federal Constituency, Abubakar Hassan Nalarabi, has offered 100 million naira in scholarship to 1,000 underprivileged students across all 13 local government areas of Nasarawa State. The Nasarawa State government has issued a stern warning to the management of the abattoirs in the Akwangwa local government area of the state, threatening to shut it down if the facility's poor sanitation conditions are not improved within a space of 1 month. The Nigerian Bottling Company Limited, a member of the Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company, has reaffirmed its commitment to equipping young Nigerians with the tool, skill, and confidence to thrive in a fast-changing world. International news. President Donald Trump has ordered the deployment of U.S. troops to War Revenge, Portland, Oregon, authorizing use of full force if needed. Trump said he was directing Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to provide all necessary troops to protect War Revenge Portland. Business news. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has announced the suspension of petrol sales in Naira, a move that has unsettled marketers and raised fresh concern about fuel pricing and foreign exchange pressure. Entertainment news. Veteran Nigerian musician Salawa Abeni has reacted to her death rumor. The singer, in a video shared on her Instagram page, debunked the viral report and described it as shameful. Sport news. Manchester City outclassed Burnley 5-1 at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday, extending their dominance over the Clarets to 14 straight wins in all competition. That's all for tonight. Stay tuned on Sun TV for our unforgettable lineup of programs. I am Bridget James, signing off this news segment. Thank you for joining us. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride, your way.